we on the Honda Pilot? Well, I got the crank pulley off. I loosened the bolt. If you're following along, impact wrench, you really got to have it for that job. Got the crank pulley off, took the cover off. The cover's missing one bolt, which is how? The top covers, which have been taken off, they're missing a few bolts. So I'm going to have to see if I can figure out where to get bolts. I looked at Rock Auto, did not see any. Maybe I didn't search for the right thing. I'm going to have to go to the dealer to buy these bolts. Hopefully they're not expensive. I don't know. So to get the tensioner off, you need to get a bolt. There's like a little slot. And a battery tie down will work. And you screw the battery tie down into this little thing, this cast, basically nut, in the block. And it hits the tensioner and it pushes the, or it doesn't hit the tensioner, it hits the tensioner pulley, the tensioner assembly, pushes that down, pushes that into the hydraulic tensioner, and puts that piston kind of, puts it into the tensioner. And then if you've got a pin, you can pin it, and you can take it off without, otherwise if you don't detension this hydraulic tensioner, timing tensioner, well, when you unbolt it, it's going to be pushing, so it's going to be pushing your bolt around, it's going to like jump, and it's going to be a mess. Put a pin in it. I think I'm going to use an Allen wrench. I'm going to see what I can find that looks like it fits in the hole to see that, when I detension it, what I can put in there to, keep that tension off of it. Because again, you don't want to, just start taking stuff off and it pops or jumps and it skips the timing. I mean, I don't think it would skip a tooth on the timing, but you don't want to risk it. Why make things pop and jump around when you don't have to? And it could also make taking it off more difficult. You get one bolt out, it wants to kind of pop and shift and change. So I'm going to see what I have to pin it down. We're to that point where I take the tensioner off. I looked at the belt. The belt, I don't know, like it looks good, but I couldn't find any writing on it to just give me that little bit of peace of mind. But the tensioner, you can see the piston of the timing tensioner is greasy. It's kind of grease running down the bottom of the thing. I don't think it's replaced when this timing belt was done. Was the water pump done? That is the thing. I have not gotten a good look at that because, man, everything in this engine bay is hard to look at. But that is where we are at the moment. So I got word the water pump has not been replaced. I'm not sure it's ever been replaced. They say generally at 100,000 miles from replace the timing belt, replace the water pump. So what that means to replace the water pump means that power steering pump, I need to, don't have to really take it out, but unbolt it so I can lift it up on top of the valve cover. I'm going to need to put a jack and a block of wood underneath the edge of the oil pan to support the engine, because that right there, those two bolts, that's the engine mount. That's got to come out. Which, really, all that stuff has to come out to change the timing belt anyway. I'm pretty sure this timing belt has been changed. I've been told it's been changed. I thought that's the valve cover. That's not the valve cover. That's the intake. I don't know what I'm thinking. That's the valve cover. That's the valve cover there. So I'm going to have to take all that stuff out, support the engine as I do it to get to the water pump. So that is where we are. It is what it is. So I have not replaced the tensioner yet. Still need to do that. I need to look at the pulleys. Typically you change the tensioner pulleys since you've got all the stuff out. I don't know. I didn't pay much for this thing, but I'm not wanting to spend the same amount I bought it for to put all these parts into it. I want to do what needs to be done, but just going to be more and more and more, it seems. So I'm going to at least look at the pulleys, see if I can figure out what's going on, what's happening, how they are doing. This was, or is, well, it was the timing belt tensioner. You see that gunk? That means whatever hydraulic fluid or whatever liquid is in here running out. So this thing was definitely bad. I don't know how, I can't push it down, but either way, all this gunk means it was bad. Had to be replaced. Now it will be replaced, and now I need to check all the other pulleys and stuff, and I'm going to do the water pump. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm going to take a lot of stuff off, support the engine, but you know what? It'll be fun learning experience. But this is no good. It is leaving. I finally got in touch with my friend and asked him, hey, do you remember the last time the water pump's been replaced? And he said, no. So I'm replacing the water pump. Generally when you do the timing belt, you do the water pump, you do the pulleys, you just do it all because it's a pain to get in there. And so I know for a fact the timing belt's been replaced, but I'm gonna replace the water pump, doing the pulleys, do all that stuff. Let's get it done right. The thing I hate, I'm spending as much in parts as I basically have spent on the vehicle. But that's kind of what you get into when you get these vehicles that need work, they want to get rid of. They're getting rid of them because they don't want to pay a shop. A shop would charge $1,000, $2,000 to do all this stuff. They don't want to pay all that. So that's the way it goes. Vehicle's still worth more than what I've got into it at this point. And if we keep going, who knows? But that's where we are. Order parts, got to wait on parts. But I've got everything dismantled in the engine bay right over here. Just got to get those parts in so I can replace the water pump, pulleys, all that. Got it disassembled. I've got, the tensioner is out. I guess I put new tensioner in. We can wait. Did use the battery tie down to push the tensioner to release tension on the timing belt. Worked like a champ. A little tricky. Be nice if there's a hex head on the end of it. There's not. It's just a L shape. That is what it is. So I'm going to sit here a little bit longer. So I'm going to get this done quicker. We are embarking, well, I am. You vicariously through me. Deep cleaning this thing. Top to, well, not quite top to bottom. I'm not going to do the headliner. I need to completely take that out and re-glue it. And the only way to do it is take it completely out. Start from scratch on that. And I'm just got a spray bottle. So what I put in here, this is like, yeah, I didn't measure it out. It's like 3/4 water, quarter vinegar, and then a few drops of Dawn dish detergent. Great cleaner, and I'm just wiping things down, top to bottom, just everything. And there's a few places like carpets and like the center console where it's really dirty. I've pre-sprayed it. Everything else I'm just kind of wiping down, scrubbing a little hard if I need to. Before I've done this door panel, I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks better than it did before. I will guarantee that. And kind of the trick to doing like a really nice clean is details. Like, you know, I'm just using blue rags right there, bag to put my trash in so I don't create a big pile. You know, I'm getting in this little rubber seal, getting in that little crack, the crevice. You know, all in here. I mean, these buttons, they don't look, they look pretty good. I need to push it down, get that little spot right in there. That's the trick to it, is push it down, get this spot that's kind of hidden by the panel. I need to get like a little pipe cleaner or a brush to get in this little crevice here. You can see it's kind of dirt sitting in there. But I mean, before I did this, you could see like all the crap in these ridges. It was all in here, kind of, you can see where the fingers it gets greasy over time. Lift these things, push them down, like get all in there. Open the door handle, get in there. It's all about getting these little details, even the lock, up and down. Get the bottom side, get in the map pocket. I mean, look how clean that map pocket looks. I guarantee you it did not come like that. Get all the little details, get up, down, all around. These brown spots, see that there? I don't know what those things are. I are not coming up well. Like this one, I kind of got out, but it's smeared, and then it won't come off. I don't know what it is, but it is like little spots off this door. You know, I'm even getting the top part of the frame of the door. Get everything. That's how you do a good deep clean. Just getting every little detail, everything that moves. I mean, I was on this, moving this all over, moving this whole thing. Like, get everywhere. And that's how you do a deep clean. And you see like a little bit of liquid in there. Still need to get that, but it looks better. I mean, even in here is kind of gross. I think that's just a spot I missed. I have to go back and do that. But again, once you do it, again, look top to bottom to get it. And that's how you do deep clean. I mean, I'm just wiping everything down. You can see that, pre-spray the center console. That thing is just a little bit rough. And all it is elbow grease. Unfortunately, it's going to take me a minute. But it should look brand new on the inside. And that looks brand new. It's fun for you. Nice for you to ride around in a car that feels nice and clean and looks new. And when I go to sell it, because I will eventually sell this, well, you know, buyers want to see a car that looks spotless inside. So it helps everybody. It helps bottom dollar. I like that bottom dollar. So I just want to show you this. I mean, look at that turn signal stalk. I mean, look in there. That's the thing. Look at the back of the steering wheel. See that film? I was going to show you the before, so I can show you the after. And I mean, every car is like this. You know, it happens. So look at the after. Look how much better that turn signal indicator looks. Look how much better the steering wheel looks. You know, I even got in there a little bit. I start basically by hand. Anything that's big, large, whatever, like in this car, anything like that, pull out, papers, whatever. Then I have not vacuumed this yet. I've really just got kind of high level stuff. I'm wiping everything down, top to bottom. Not really feeling the headliner, because I know that's going to come out. I'm going to have to replace that. Wiping the seats, dash, anything and everything. Anything that's touched off, like window signals or any of the controls on the dash, steering wheel, those I'll scrub pretty good because they get dirty. That's the way it works. Not doing a lot of scrubbing. You know, here and there I'll do some scrubbing. Now, after I do the whole car, just kind of wipe down, then I'll pull out a brush, get these little details. Like the turn signal stalk, you know, it looks pretty clean, but those grooves, you really need a brush to get in there nice and tight. You know, like some of the grooves in between switches that you just, a rag or a wipe can't get, that's where the brush comes in. So I'll go all the little detailing with a brush. Now, I don't need to go over like the entire dash. It's really just the cracks and grooves and niches that you need to get into. After I do that, I'm going to vacuum this thing. The floor, the front seats, they just need to be unbolted completely to get under them because, you know, it's dirty underneath. Plus the center console, you spill things in there. You clearly can't get to it with a wipe, with a brush, with anything. You need to get the seat off so you can wipe it down really well, which I'll do. Still clean this thing up. I'm going to keep cleaning it up, but yeah, it's looking a lot better. So I have cleaned this car. I've vacuumed. Now, I've not done any fine detailing. That is to be determined. But if you just can't get all the stuff that's falling between the seats, under the seats, sometimes you just can't reach it. I start taking out seats. That is what I've done. I'm taking out the third row of seats. And so that stuff there, I mean, it's not like this car is overly dirty. It's not. What it is, these are the rear brackets right there. Well, there's no way to get there. You can't get there from behind. You can't really get there from the front. You can kind of see. I mean, I really didn't vacuum much under these seats. You know, I kind of got here. But that stuff, you just can't get back in there. When the seats are upright, the brackets are in the way. It's way back in there. And this is how I do it with all my cars. When I get a car, I take all the seats out. I vacuum under them. I go all the way out because I don't want anything left from the previous owner. And so I'm going at it, getting this thing clean. Third row seats out. I'm going to vacuum this stuff up, clean this up, and then I'm not going to put them back because I need to do, do a little bit of carpet cleaner, carpet shampoo everywhere. I mean, you can see just something's been spilled over there, and I might as well take everything out and do it all in one go. So I may see if all the seats will stack up right here at the back. I don't know. We'll see. First, let's vacuum this up. Then we'll take out the second row seats, and then we'll take out the first row. No, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Did make 21 more cents, so getting richer every day on this car. There's just, finding some change. But let me vacuum all this up. And that's not bad. And the fact is you just can't reach it. And for a car that is what? Over 15 years old. It's an 06. So it's more than 15 years old. I mean, that's not bad to accumulate over 15 years. And for something you just can't reach because from behind, you can't reach it. Like when the seats are upright or folded down, you just can't get in there from the back. From the front, it's hard to get past this area here. Like this is kind of the max of it, the reach of it. And it's clear that's what it is. But again, if you're going to clean your car and you just got a car, go all out. I mean, take everything out, really clean it. That little spot looks like rust. I don't know how easy that's going to come out. I mean, I've done rust before. I've gotten it better, but rust is really hard to get all the way out. So, I don't know. I wish it was like back there so it wouldn't be quite so visible. But that, you get in this car, you're going to see it. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know. I may just keep going after it. May see what I can do with it. We'll see. For now, let's get the vacuum going. All right, if you're just curious about getting the back seats out, it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 millimeter bolts. You got to pop off those little covers on the front, right at the base, and those bolts are exposed. Once you get the front bolts loose, the bottom of the seat folds up and you reach those rear. And so once you do that, this is a nice design. Like they won't just tip backwards and fall out. There's a little opening right there. You need to slide the seats back. There's a little tab there to prevent them from just falling backwards. I like that. That makes installation easier, makes de-installation easier. Not de-installation, removal. So yeah, 14 bolts, not bad at all. Look at that, much better than just a little bit of vacuuming. I need to do a carpet shampoo, just get some of that, get all of that. I think I'm gonna have to Google maybe how to get rust out of carpet because rust is not easy. And with the seats out, you can get little stuff like that. You just can't reach it with the seats in. With the seats out, you can get that. So I'm going to clean that up. Nothing really on this side, just a little bit of stuff. So I'm going to get this second row out, get the first row out. Let's get them all. Let's get it clean. All right, so I've loosened the bolts on the front seats. Need to take those out. You might see some stuff. This is where it happens. It's difficult to reach in between the seats, especially the seat in the center console. You just can't reach in there. So who knows what we're going to see. We're going to see it in a minute, and we're going to clean it up. And that is where we are going to pull both these seats back. Unfortunately, my garage, as you kind of noticed, a little bit small. I don't think I'm going to pull these seats all the way out. So I think I'm just going to back them up. The thing is, though, I'm trying to also shampoo this carpet, so maybe I do need to pull them out. Do I have space for that? That's a question for later. But now we're going to pull these things out and see what lurks underneath. I do. So the passenger is a manual, no connections. This driver's side, it is a power seat, so there's going to be at least one, maybe two connections. So once you loosen the bolts, don't just rip it out of there. There are connections. I'm guessing if I just tip it back, I will see everything I need to see. All right, bolts are out. So the driver's seat is power, so it's going to have another connection. We're going to tip it back. Figure I will tip it back, and we'll both see what's underneath at the same time. Yeah, it might be fun. I forgot the passenger seat does have DVD or nav or something, so it's got DVD player, it's got a connection. So let's see. Get a good angle here. Oh, wow. That is like a lot of stuff back there now. That is layers. Surprisingly, right underneath the seat, quite clean. I mean, look at that. Right on the seat, very clean. That no man's space between the console and seat, that is layers and layers of stuff. And that's something, I'll tell you what. Yeah, this panel, I don't know why this panel is out. It was in the back seat of the car, so I've got the panel. And like that. See that thing with the mesh on it? What is that? That metal mesh grill. First I thought maybe a speaker, but that mesh grill seems more like some kind of filter. Maybe it's a cabin air filter. Don't know. But yeah, not as bad as I thought. Some change, making some more money. Let me get these connections, back this up, and vacuum this stuff up. Or maybe that might be a two-hander. I'm having to dig through this just a little bit because I saw, where did I see it? Look at that. $5 bill.
I don't know what else is in here, but yeah, I saw that $5 bill. I was like, I'm gonna have to dig through this because there might be more. Apparently, I don't think there is. But I had to be sure. What is that? I don't even know. I'm not sure I want to know. Quarter, 10. Yeah, I saw that $5 bill. I was like, man, I gotta dig. That's a ketchup packet. That is stuck to something. Yeah, I saw the $5. I was hopeful maybe I'd find, thousands of dollars. I didn't, but I found 5. Oh gosh, I gotta clean this up. I gotta cut this off. I gotta clean this up because this is. I don't know if you want to get into this, but we are. That's the money I found. Some of this money, I'm just digging across the carpet because I can't tell what's carpet, what's coin, what's not. Like, that is just matted in there. I don't know if that carpet's coming back. Like, that one may be down off the count. I'll get it down low. I mean, this, I'll clean all that up. Yeah, some of this money, I was just dragging my prodder, and they're like, oh, that seems solid. That must be a coin. That's how I've been finding some of these coins. I can see, like that. That's a coin dropped early. You can actually see carpet there. I feel a little bit like an archaeologist. This is also kind of gross. That's what it is, man. It's crazy. What does the other side hold? Is it as bad as this? Probably not. We'll see.
This is another detail area I always get. I don't know if you can quite see that. There you go. So you can see those letters are black. They shouldn't be black. That's dirt. So that's something I always do. Nice stiff bristle brush. Scrub that. Get that thing clean. It should not be black letters. They should be red. So a lot of people miss that detail. Don't. Get it. Look at that. A little bit of scrubbing the stiff bristle brush, and it is clean. Look at that. Perfect. That's just those little details. I mean, some people don't notice it. I notice it. It bugs the heck out of me, so I'll make sure to get it done. So what I've got left now is I need to carpet clean the whole carpet. I mean, it's rough in a few places. I've got a carpet cleaner, which should take most of that out. It has done great every other time I've used it. And I've got one spot that's rust. I've not had good luck with getting rust out. I may Google and see if there's like a certain type of cleaner that may help that. But a carpet clean on this is going to do wonders and make things look much better. And at that point, the interior will be clean. Other than the headliner, I need to redo the headliner. Other than that, we'll be all set on this interior. And soon, maybe we'll be driving. I'm just waiting on some parts to come in, put them on. This thing will be ready to rock and roll. Give the outside a good clean. We're going to be all set, looking pretty sharp.